it's time for another G.I. Joe toy review. Today we're going to be looking at an action figure from my childhood. I recall purchasing him from Walmart. Before we get into that, we are looking at the 1988 Lightfoot. He was on the shelves through 1990 when he was discontinued. He is a part of the fourth series. He came with a few card variants, which are kind of interesting. He came on the standard card back in 88, and then in 89 he came with a micro figure. So let me pull those pictures up for you. Those micro figures were pretty cool. I can't remember exactly how many had come in that group. I had about 3 or 4 of them, and I regret doing this now, but I had traded them at a vintage toy store for store credit so I could purchase a few Joes. So, bittersweet. Bittersweet. I do remember he came with a Crimson Guard, though. The reason why I had purchased him was because I didn't have a mine detection EOD specialist. EOD is explosives ordnance disposal. So that's the reason why I got him. I passed up a few decent ones, I'm sure, but I needed somebody who was like this. He was one of the support units with G.I. Joe. He is one of the few carded figures that didn't come with a gun. Good examples were Breaker and their other mine detection specialist, Tripwire. So he replaced Tripwire. But what was interesting was when Lightfoot, the carded Lightfoot, was still out on the shelves, the Special Mission, or Night Force, not Special Missions Brazil, but Night Force Lightfoot was being sold. I don't have him. Giving the price that Night Force is selling at, I doubt I ever will have him unless I get an incredible deal on him. But essentially it looks like the same figure. His uniform is just brown. So I just found that kind of as an interesting tidbit. They usually bring back a figure that isn't for sale if they're going to start a new sub team. So they'll bring that figure back, but it's interesting that he's still on the pegs and they do a paint swap on him, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry, my brain isn't in gear today. So yeah, I remember purchasing him from Walmart. My dad was with me, and this is one of the few occasions when he did shop with me, and those are very special times. I do remember making it a tradition with him where he and my little brother and sister would go out on Christmas Eve and do last minute shopping. I think we enjoyed doing that, not necessarily just to spend time with him, but to hear him cuss at the Christmas traffic. Dad was a military man, for those of you just joining. He was a Green Beret in Vietnam. So you could imagine that he knew quite a few 4-letter epithets, and a few that he created on his own. He's very creative when it came to the colorful speech. Hammer-headed jackass was my favorite. Jackass really isn't a bad word. That's a donkey, male donkey. So, yeah, that was just one of his more colorful words. But getting back into this action figure, yeah, so Dad and I were together when I purchased him, and he told me all about EOD, and it was just a very neat time. I could still remember him standing there next to me. He was on my right side. I was looking up at the toy display. He was still a little bit taller than me at that time, so I do remember looking up just a little bit at him. He's larger in life anyway, but yeah, and he explained to me what EOD guy does and their important role in the Special Forces group, or any group really, is to go out and, you know, mine sweep for them and destroy, or even destroy the enemy's munitions, or to help destroy things to on benefit of the team, you know, such as blowing down a door to make an exit or entrance or whatnot. So that's why I got Lightfoot. It does frustrate me when a figure does not come with a gun, because I would have to borrow a gun from somebody else or use an accessory pack gun for that figure, which I did most of the time, and just assigned him that weapon. Especially vehicle drivers, they didn't come with guns, and I didn't always play with the vehicles. They were big, cumbersome, and they didn't quite fit into my play scenario at times. So I would just play with the action figure, and again, I would have to assign him a weapon. So I do like when the vehicle drivers come with a weapon. Oh, but getting into the review, there is a variant on his file card. It's just a very slight variant, and I will pull that up as well. The variant is ever so slight on that card. What they did was they changed the serial number. They dropped a number and put a letter in it, so it didn't match somebody's social security number. So after this time period, they started adding a letter instead of all numbers, just in fear of accidentally copying somebody's social security number. So I also pulled up a picture of his first comic book appearance. That was in the Special Missions issue number 13. You can see him in the background. Looks like he's wounded and he's being carried by another Joe. Of course, Dusty is gracing the front cover of that. His original retail price is $2.55. I don't know if he did appear in the Deke series or not. I haven't watched it. No hurry to watch it, but I eventually would like to. So without any further jawing, let's go ahead and take a look at this action figure. He's not the best out there, and he's not the worst, yet he's kind of in the middle for me. I do like his colors and some of his accessories. They are pretty cool. Like I said, I bought him out of necessity. Otherwise, I probably would have passed him up. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. Right, here he is. You can see he is yellow. Yeah, Scoop came out the following year, and he was yellow too. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of his accessories. The first and important tool is his minesweeper. This is a ground penetrating radar or a magnet. It looks into the ground to detect any ammunition or any munitions. It has these two pegs right here. It does store onto his backpack. See, this is very futuristic looking. It has a similar looking device right here on the backpack to what's on his sweeper, but this plugs right in so he could carry it. The backpack does fit like this, so it is up and over his shoulders. His other accessories are his high-tech looking helmet. The lenses are red because it's night vision. Around the back he has two antennae. Some of these are broken off, so watch out for that. If it doesn't have the antenna on there, it is incomplete. The helmet is damaged. Has a little microphone right up here on the helmet. Slides right over his face. He looks pretty cool with the helmet on. I like that look on him. He also came with my favorite accessory, with this little robot with a lenticular 3D sticker there on the front. It has these sculpted on treads. This is a lot of detail for such a little toy. I mean, look at all those gears and hoses. It's a cool little robot. You can see right here the antenna has a stress mark on it. This is quite often broken off. He did come with one other accessory. It was a green hose, so let me pull that picture up for you. I apologize for it not being complete. The hose miraculously ended up missing between here and when I first put it in the bag, so I think my nephew may have gotten a hold of it. So looking at the figure himself, you can see that he has 3 grenades here on the front. This is body armor that is on the front on his chest. Not sure what these things are around his arms, but they do wrap completely around. They are colored in black. He has black gloves. Kind of reminds me of Airtight, another support specialist that didn't come with a gun. He has this black belt that goes around his waist. Has a strap down. They designed or sculpted straps on there. Looks pretty cool. He has a pouch there on his left leg, or on his right side. Let's see, he has pouches on his left and right legs. He could almost be Tiger Force with these stripes on him. He has boots with these little devices on the top of them. I'm not sure what those are intended to be. I used to pretend they were mine detectors as well. Brown hair, eyes, and eyelashes. His hair is swept back. Just a pretty cool figure. Not the best, like I said, but a decent figure nonetheless. And it would make sense that he's in this bright yellow color. If he's out looking, sweeping a minefield, you want to know where he's at, so you can just stay away from that area. All right, this is his file card. You can see it is clipped from the card back. You can see when he's working with the robot, it's supposed to be, the back is supposed to be facing forward. as you can see here in the picture, I used to have it going this direction, but he obviously needs to see what's going on in that screen. So this is before they changed the serial number. Still has all of its numbers. It's a second release. This was 1989, so it was 1990 when they changed the file card numbers. So his code name is Lightfoot, Explosives Expert. File name Owens Corey R. Serial number 075094876. Primary military specialty demolitions. Secondary specialty artillery coordinator. Birthplace Wichita, Kansas. I think Thunder also came from Wichita, Kansas. 50% of any military manual on explosives consists of mathematical tables for calculating amounts of explosives needed, say firing distances, power requirements for firing circuits, formulas for cutting structural steel, timber, and breaching various forms of bunker material. Lightfoot has memorized all of them, as well as all conversion tables for foreign and non-military explosives. He's not taking any chances. Excuse me. So this dude has a photographic memory, it sounds like. Because I cannot memorize math like that. It's insane. Bottom reads a quote. Lightfoot has elevated being careful to an art form. You might say he has a Zen. You might say he's a Zen fuss budget. Fuss budget. He's picky. He obsesses. His eyes sweep the ground before him in measured quadrants, alert for tripwires, signs of digging, and out-of-place vegetation. He sniffs the air for that telltale plastic explosive smell of dead rubber. I didn't know rubber was alive. So kind of like rotted rubber. Lightfoot may take twice as long to clear an area, but at least you won't have any nasty surprises. Okay. I would think you would want him to be quick and thorough, but some people say that doesn't exist. But I think it's possible. Once you get to know your job very well, but in his case, you know, everything is situational. Not every minefield is going to look the same and be the same. So, yeah, taking your time would be an asset, but is he like that all the time? When the Joes need to push through a field quickly, you know, would he clear a path for them quick enough for them? Or do they have to sit back and, you know, break out their MREs, their meals ready to eat, have lunch, maybe some tea afterwards until he's done? You know, interesting file card. But I'm glad I have him. He is an interesting figure to have around. I especially liked the robot when I was little. I used him kind of as an R2-D2 sidekick. Had a personality. You know, it was pretty cool having him. A friend of mine was selling his son's G.I. Joe collection, and I purchased. He gave me a very good deal on it, so I purchased a lot of that collection. So I have 2 Lightfoot figures now. Both of them didn't have the hose. Ironically, when I saw Lightfoot, like, cool, I might have a hose, but no. You know, I pulled that one out and looked. It's like there's no hose. Bummer. So I do apologize for that, but the hose, what it does, it connects right into this hole right here and attaches to the hole right here, which makes it kind of hard for him to hold on to the Minesweeper device, but he could still do it. Especially the arms are loose, his arms will raise up over his head, but it does work. And I did fail to mention that he has a lenticular sticker here on his backpack as well. And those came out in '86. I think the first time we saw a lenticular sticker was on the Cobra Bat. And I just thought that was just the coolest thing out there. Because I used to collect stickers as a kid, and I had some that were lenticular. And I don't know if you guys did this, but I'd scratch it like that, and it would just drive me nuts. It doesn't do that now, but just that sound used to irritate me. So, let me go ahead and get into my favorite segment, Byron's Gripe. For those of you who are just joining, I started doing Byron's Gripes a while ago when I instituted this by letting people know what the prices are on Joe's and what to expect. And with the prices being so insane, you know, I started complaining about them. So someone on Twitter said, "Well, let's just call it Byron's Gripes." So that's, I think that was Big Easy 77 that coined that phrase for me. But I select prices off of eBay for the convenience, not to pick on eBay nor its sellers. I don't quote auction prices because those are fluid. They go up and down, or not down, but they're always going up. So I only quote the fixed prices. Now, there are a lot of this figure out on the aftermarket, and finding him complete is very easy. I found a couple pages of him. So let me go ahead and get into this. Complete with his file card, $14.73. Deal of the day. I would snatch that up. Great deal on that. All the way up to $25. 25 is on the high end of this guy, in my opinion. But that's still pretty decent, giving a relative comparison to other action figures. Complete with no file card, $18.99 to $24.98. Incomplete. He's missing one or two accessories. $7.95. That's one without the helmet, but everything else. I'll put that up a deal of the day because you could find his helmet for $4, and you'll still be within a decent budget, including shipping. To incomplete from $7.95 to $15. His helmet, as aforementioned, $4 to $4.99. Pretty decent on those two. They both have the antenna, so again, just to reiterate, watch out for that. It does look normal without any antenna on there. So if you see them broken off, it's not complete. His robot, $6.49 to $7.99. The lenticular stickers have been known to fall off, so you'll find those on the aftermarket without the sticker, and it does look weird without the sticker on there. So that's a pretty standard thing to look for, as well as the antenna. That breaks off real easy. It's made out of a harder plastic, and you know, through play or sticking it in a box, which I did with a lot of my stuff, and I think that's how my original robot had the antenna broken off. I bought this one on the aftermarket. So it has his antenna still. See, I lost my place. The robot, I already did the robot. Just by himself, no accessories whatsoever, $8.98 to $10. Okay, buy that one for spare parts or to customize. Not bad at all. Complete with a full card back, $23. Deal of the day on that. I would purchase that in a heartbeat. I do like the full card backs. $23 up to $32. This guy that's selling his for $32 is getting the Miser of the Day award. That is a bit pricey in my opinion. I don't know what this dude's thinking. Did he find this on Oak Island? Did he find it in King Tut's tomb? Was this part of Solomon's treasure? No. Just because it says G.I. Joe, it does not make it valuable. There are some that are a lot more valuable than others. Lightfoot is not. It was not a popular character. And he came out later on. And the figures that came out in the 90s aren't as valuable as the ones from the 80s. And I'm saying he came out in the 90s. He first came out in 88, but he was on the pegs until 1990. So he's just right on the cusp. His backpack, $1.99 to $2. Incomplete with a full card back, $21.99. Again, that is deal of the day. You could buy his accessories pretty cheap. His mine detector, the little thing he holds in his hand, that goes from $1.99 to $2.99. There he did his helmet. The hose, I did not find any out there right now for sale. So that appears to be the harder accessory to find. And his file card is anywhere from $5.79 up to $10. So $10 is a little expensive for a file card, but who am I, But, I do like the file cards as well. I used to hang these up on my wall after I cut them off the card back. My mom always threw the card backs away after a while. Made me mad, man. You keep those. Art is so cool. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly enjoy sharing my collection with everyone. If you have an idea for a review, let me know. If I have that action figure, I will definitely review it for you. So I'll go ahead and end this. Everybody stay safe out there. Remember to wash your hands. Safety, sanitize, and 6 feet. We'll get through this together. A lot of states are lifting the stay-at-home order. So Arizona has, they opened the water parks, which I think is silly. Because how are you going to keep good social distancing? Not a good idea at all. So unless they limit the number of people they allow in, then that would make sense. But thanks for tuning in. I do greatly appreciate it. Stay tuned next week for another G.I. Joe toy review. These come up every Tuesday unless I mention otherwise. And as always, be kind to one another, especially now. And especially be kind to animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. And they are great companions. I even like the wildlife. I have quail and doves, bunnies in my yard. I feed them all. So we'll see you next week for another G.I. Joe toy review. Until then, take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.